Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to the Zaki Show on the JJ Olagoke channel. I just came back from watching the Black Panther, and I believe it was a good movie. I'll leave my criticism aside for now, but I just want to now get into this video as to why I decided to make it. I used to be a subscriber to Black News 102, and then things began happening that I basically unsubscribed because of the nonsense that took place. But in the course of watching the reviews of what people thought of Black Panther, I came across in Black News 102. Says Dr. Reggie destroyed the Black Panther movie. So we're going to expose his opinions, his ideas, his criticisms, and his analysis. And we're going to find out. We're going to walk you through. So I'll be playing it little by little. Let's get right into this.
Theater to see Black Panther movie, and I want you to go and see the movie. Right? What I am going to do, without really being a spoiler for many of you who did not see the movie, but I'm giving you an order. You should go see this movie, right? You should spend your money and see this movie, right? So that when you come out, you can appreciate what I say. So I'm not running.
Let's just continue hearing what he has to say.
Anybody away from seeing this movie, I'm just not going to say it was just a sellout without giving you one of the best analysis in short, because I heard that I've been invited on a panel, a powerful panel coming up with ISUPK, I think this Thursday on Cross the Line, where me and actually, believe it or not, the Hebrews might have some agreement about this movie. Now, they're doing it for their reasons. I'm going to extend my reasons. So, this movie opens up. It seems to fly over Oakland, California. It looks like two flying saucers. It's very dramatic. Kids are playing on a basketball court. The inside the scene is going to be two brothers with guns, freedom fighters. They got a black plan. They're no different than the 1960s Black Panthers, the 1960s, 70s, BLA. No different than El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, no different than any radical black person who sees that America warred on them. While they're stockpiling their guns, and they're using guns, by the way, right? Guns of the day. There's an appearance by the people from Watanga.
Okay, so he's just now getting into what happened in the beginning of the movie. He's just describing, the setup, how, the kids were playing the playground. Keep in mind that this is a make-believe movie, that Black Panther is supposed to be a superhero, supposed to be some kind of person that has magical powers, super powerful, he's just a make-believe. Let's listen to what he has to say.
When they come in, ultimately, at the end of the day, it turns out that it is the old Black Panther who is the king, and the person who's doing the arms dealing is his brother. His brother. His brother has just a gun, and the king is the Black Panther who has special abilities, a suit, and he ends up killing his brother with his claws.
Yeah, you need to. He didn't do justice with the beginning of the scene. You need to see the movie. I'm not going to spoil it now, but you need to see the movie because there was more details to that than what Dr. Reggie is saying. So go and see the movie. You will see that he left out a lot of analysis, and that part he was completely wrong. Don't know where he's going with that.
Now, what's interesting about this is that the brother that he killed is a member of the Black movement. He's in Oakland, California, at the height of the 70s, the Black Panther movement. He's doing what Black Panthers did. They are looking at people being killed by cops, and they're joining a movement to stop it. They put their lives and their family on the line, not just to kill innocent white people, but to defend themselves against an army of the oppressor who has not given us social justice. Anyway, Black Panthers, the old Black Panther kills his brother, and basically in cold blood, come to find out that they do have technology to revive, but nevertheless, he dies. Now, that sets up a story. I'm not going to be too much of a spoiler, but right there,
Because you completely got it wrong.
A man
Why did you bring it up in the first place?
An unarmed man, even though he had a gun, but he kills it with sophisticated technology, and he kills his brother in cold blood. Now, what he doesn't do is he does not go back to the kingdom and report it. This brings up my other point. The characters, both Black Panther and his arch enemy, they both go see their fathers in the afterlife. So Black Panther is the son of the king who killed the uncle, and the other is Eric Killmonger. He goes to see his father in the afterlife for redemption. Black Panther's father, even in the afterlife, could not confess to his crime of killing his brother. This sets up a paradigm for us of unrighteous African ancestors. In this movie, there is no Ma'at. There's no Ma'at because he's an unrighteous ancestor who never confessed to his crime. And then when his son came to see him, he tells him, well, you're soft. Sometimes kings got to do what kings got to do. Anybody in the Black movement, in the Black struggle, if you didn't catch that, you need to start rereading. I don't care who you are. If you didn't catch that in our afterlife, we're just like everybody else. So that means if we sacrifice ourselves here for our people, for our families, we're going to go to an unrighteous afterlife where there's no Hall of Ma'at, where your deeds are not judged. I don't care who you are, right? If you didn't catch that. So think about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me stop there because this is the problem I have. He mentioned my art and all these African culture and tradition. Number one, the Westerners don't know about African cultures and traditions. So if you are expecting the Black Panther to portray that, you're a fool, complete fool. That's number one. Number two, I don't know what Dr. Reggie's study is with African culture in terms of the afterlife, but I know that you know if somebody does something wrong, before they leave this world, it will be exposed. You know, in Nigeria, in Kenya, these things happen. You know, you're not going to leave this world and nobody knew what you did wrong. So this is a make-believe movie. You will not have all the African spiritual elements in that movie because it's a make-believe. For goodness sake, my friend.
Paradigm for a minute. We're gonna move on. This movie wasn't made by blacks. It was made by Stan Lee. It was made by Stan Lee. It was made.
Obviously, it's not made by blacks. Why? That is why you are frustrated for no reason, because you are frustrated on things that have nothing to do with why you're frustrated on a movie. Of course, the movie is not made by blacks, and if it's not made by blacks, he's already obviously going to be frustrated. But here's the thing, you know, it was made for there was some people in the community, in the black community, that were always asking, why do they always portray us in negative light? They always portray us in violence, gang, poverty, this and that. Now that they portray a black man is as a superhero, all of a sudden now it's not made by blacks. Which one? Which one do you want? Do you want to continue to be betrayed by gang members? No, it's a make believe movie, no doubt about it. And what will impress me is if they make a movie that is like Haiti, like Mansa Musa. You know, those are movies where the superheroes are black. It is factual. It is what happened actually in history, and the whites lost. But this is a fictional movie. It cannot be made by blacks. Superman is Black Panther is one of those characters in Marvel. For goodness sake, why? Yeah, it's fictional. Why the criticism that Dr. Reggie is saying? I have no clue. Let's go.
For the consumption of an integrated society without regard for any black social justice.
It is fictional.
In this movie, black people can only solve
it
our
is
problems
not real.
with the help of the oppressor and in the interest of the oppressor. The oppressor, who they called, which was the CIA in this movie, right? He was.
Okay, he said that black people cannot fix in this movie. I recommend you watch the movie, because he just said that black people cannot fix their problems without the professor, without the help of the oppressors. That is not what I saw in the movie, and it was as fictional as ever before. You know, when the American CIA came, it was in those South Korean Asian countries, and the folks from Africa came down and were looking for the bad Muzungu guy. Muzungu, it means white. You know, the CIA American knew that once he saw that fake place Wakanda people coming in, that it could be in trouble. You know, it could be in trouble. He's the one that needed help from the Wakanda, and not the other way around.
Almost at every stage of this movie. Initially, he was there to get this particular metal that came from space. You can watch the movie for the details.
Nah, you can break it down. Everybody saw it. Trust me.
Right. So, a comet comes from space and chooses Africa to land and gives Africa mineral resources, gives them technological advances. Now, this might seem like it's a metaphor,
this guy
but the fact of the matter is that if you do believe in a creator, if you do,
let's switch sides. You dark on that side.
Yeah, but I don't want the people to see.
Okay.
If you want me, no, I don't.
Go ahead.
Huh?
All right, go ahead. You go.
So if you believe in a creator and you don't believe in science, or either or, it does not matter.
Okay, let's
Africa Africa was chosen to have the most mineral resources in the world. It has yellow cake.
Let's stop there. We won't listen to most of this because this is nonsense from somebody who's a professor. He just said that if you believe in the creator, then you will expect that the creator bless Africa. But if you don't believe in the creator and the comet hit Africa, and in that process the comet landing in Africa and creating all these minerals, that means we're now going to put our faith in the comet. For I don't know how long I'll be saying this, but my friend, this is fictional. You know, the Yoruba people have their own creational story. The Swahili speaking people have their own creational story. The Zulu people have their own creational story. Everybody have their own creational story. Obviously, it will be critiques. This is a 2018 movie about a creational story that the directors fell fit to put in the movie, so that at the end of the day you understand where the source of the Black Panther strength came from. It's a fictional story. It doesn't mean that you have to say, okay, this is an accurate portrayal of Africa. That's not what they're saying.
As many of the materials that you use to use your cell phones, it has cobalt, it has gold, it has diamonds, it has silver, it has everything that it needs, but they played off that Africa now has this special element that comes from outer space to stop you from thinking about what Africa already has.
That was not it.
This oppressor,
That was not
CIA
it.
agent, he's interested in the balance of power. So he's out to buy this stuff, vibranium.
Let's fast forward this thing.
Or something like that. He's out to buy this. As a matter of fact, the original Black Panther, he died in some type of UN meeting, right? Now, mind you, he has all these special powers. He ends up, the father died. The father died in the other movie, right? And his son, the Black Panther, could not save him. You know why his son could not save him? Because his son can't do nothing without drugs. He got to take the syrup for everything that he does. But I'm going to get to that, right? He's a drugged out Black Panther. But I'm going to get to that. If you ought to peep that. See, we can't do nothing.
Yeah, you need to see the movie because again, the movie there was more Americans in that movie than Africans. So that you are just attacking your own people. They most of the things that they did, the drinking of that syrup, that's an American thing. They made it up. That's not Africa. I don't know what this one is talking about.
Take the syrup yet, right? He ain't take that extra puff of whatever else is mentoring some young brother who he thought he picked out, but he was a spy for Wakanda, right? And he ends up betraying him, and then the uncle, the Jobo, he ends up dying, not being revived. They have everything that they need to revive them right there. They had the ships.
Yeah, he's not saying anything here.
That only works.
Fast forward it.
Why do I say that? I don't care what the name is. I don't care what the name is because I never lived there, right?
Because it doesn't exist. It doesn't real. Wakanda doesn't exist, my friend.
Why do I say that? Because the African American was always an outsider.
He left from there.
You said the African American was always an outsider. You see, this is the reason why African American brothers and sisters are forever lost. Some of them, African American. We will do a video on this. But African Americans have a home. If they go to Nigeria, they have automatic citizenship. They go to Ghana, automatic citizenship. We the same music that African Americans are playing, the hip hop rap culture, you will find that in Africa. What what is what is Reggie talking about? That African Americans are outsiders to Africa. Hmm? Malcolm X went to Africa. They gave him, we called him Omowale, which means the child comes home. What is outside? Martin Luther King went to Africa. What what out what outside position is Africa is really saying about African Americans? Has he watched any of the African Americans on YouTube that went to Africa, lived there, visit there, and enjoyed it? He's a fool. Doesn't know what he's saying.
So he left. So when the uncle was murdered by his father, the unrighteous ancestor, Black Panther, he had a son. And this son was a Black American and African son. And you know what they did for the better good of Wakanda or whatever that place is? They left that little brother there. They left him in Oakland, California. Right? Shout out to Smash Rockwell. Shout out to those brothers in Cali, right? Left them there to be a gangbanger, to be a killer, to join the service, to become a monster. Why?
I didn't see
because
that.
His father was taken from him by some Africans from the continent.
That's not what I got from there.
Who didn't care about the Black American. Otherwise, he would have.
He said he didn't care about the Black American, and that is now what the Black Panther will now symbolize. The African still does not care about the Black American. It sounds like a Hebrew Israelite, like one of those ISUPK that hate Africans. This is what Reggie sounds like. He does. Reggie has been exposed. He never cared about Africa. I don't even know what he's doing in the Kemetic doctrine. These people are all into the Egyptian culture and language and history and science. I don't think it's fake. They don't take it seriously.
But he could bring him home.
Let's fast forward.
Because
he's not putting any meat. Academically, Dr. Reggie has not said anything soundly academic. I'm stunned.
Even the Black Panther's mother, right, the Queen Mother, she's against him, right?
Okay, move forward.
Continually at war with Africans.
Well,
where even Angela Bassett's character
was
weak in the sense that she cared about her husband and she cared about her son, but she didn't care about the crime that her husband did, and nor did she want to correct it. That is unacceptable for our people, right? And so you know the writers were white because they don't understand that if you're a queen mother, you're a queen mother for righteousness.
Why? If the writers of the movie were white, why they don't know our culture? Why? What is the problem? Even if they know our culture, they won't be able to tell it the way we tell it.
There was a very weak character in this movie to give birth to a weak son. I'm gonna go on. The the movie Black Panther also created a paradigm where Africans are continually at war with Africans. Initially, in the movie, there is when the king becomes a king, the people get to decide by battle if they want him to be the king.
He just said that the Black Panther gives a message or illustration that Africans are continually at war. I didn't see that in the movie. I didn't see. I saw. The only thing I saw was two brothers fighting. I didn't see the fake Wakanda that never exists going to attack. In fact, let's now put into the academic cultural side of it. In that movie, there were many facets of African cultures that you saw that all came together like a pan-Africanism. I was able to see Nigeria, my country. I was able to see Kenya. I used to live in Kenya. I was able to hear the Swahili language. There was Zulu spoken. Sometimes they will use Twi from Ghana. the father that passed on, that the son was now supposed to be king, he was wearing uh, a Ghanaian outfit in the afterlife. So there was Ghana represented. There there was the movie that was shot in different part of Africa was shot in Kenya, shot in different parts of South Africa. You could see the different, even the when they were gathered on that mountain, you saw the various ethnic groups and tribes of Africa. They come together. And they came together to make what they now called Wakanda. So you saw different Africans from different areas and regions. It wasn't a oh, we'll focus on South Africa or Nigeria. They didn't leave anybody from Africa out. He already just says that this movie gave a symbol, a perspective, a perception that Africans are fighting each other. When it was just one on one to fight for the kingdom, means that to Dr. Reggie, means that Africans are fighting each other. When you just one person against one person to fight to see who will be king. Reggie now concluded that it is Africans against Africans fighting each other. He doesn't understand. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
The Black Panther,
doesn't know what he's
the
saying.
drug addict, was challenged by some brothers who live in the same area, but they're in the mountains, right?
So the apes.
Yeah, basically the descendants of the apes, the ape clan. And that brother's name is, let me see if I can remember what his M'Baku. So M'Baku is the king of these ape people, and he comes to challenge the Black Panther. He comes from the mountains and he says, "We've been watching from the mountains, bro. You ain't doing nothing for us. You ain't doing nothing for black people, right? And you couldn't even protect your father. How you gonna protect nations? And we challenge you." Now, we're watching this drama fold out. They getting ready. "I accept your challenge," says the Black Panther. "I accept your challenge," all cocky. But while they're getting ready to battle, this dude is sipping the syrup. He's doing drugs. What kind of fight do we have where an opponent is going to let another opponent sip some drugs to hype him up for the fight? So technically,
He took away the power so he could be a normal man.
You know what he's talking about, yeah.
That does not take away the powers. That gives you power, Sarnetta.
The first, when he getting him ready, when he's preparing him for the fight,
Sal has to come in because Reggie doesn't know what he's saying.
So that he could be a natural man and fight fair. And then once he finishes that, then whoever wins, they take this lotus plant and they give him back the power.
Yeah.
So they strip him of the power. So let's get it right, Reggie.
Let's get it right.
Give me this back. I don't care. It's still drug use. Giving the power, stripping away powers.
Once he says still drug use, he lost his argument there. Let's move forward. That's nothing there.
Think about that. All they cared about was rescuing his love so that she can be right. And so, because this affects me personally. Knowledge affects me emotionally. It's in my body. It's like I get this feeling of excitement about helping our people understand something that they don't see, right? So now, again, they didn't care about Boko Haram. They didn't care about all those people in Nigeria being killed. So that means they cared nothing about all of the other wars in Africa, all of the other Rwanda, the Hutsis and Tutsis. They cared nothing about that. But they have all this technology. They cared nothing about the slave trade. They had technology at that time, even though it might have been a little bit more less efficient. They still had the technology to destroy that.
Okay, he's saying that the Wakanda people didn't care about the Nigerian women being captured. There's a scene in that movie where the women, the Muslim women, are being captured. He's now saying that the Wakanda, which is a fictional fake place, the Wakanda does not exist in Africa. By the way, there's nothing in Africa called Wakanda. He says Wakanda doesn't care about the Rwanda genocide. Wakanda people didn't care about the slave trade. This is a fictional character, and Reggie is talking like he's analyzing the movie as if he actually took part in real life history. I don't know how somebody who is a doctor can now analyze a fictional movie of a Black Panther that's supposed to be in Marvel, and now be comparing how the Wakanda nation did nothing against something like slave trade that actually took place. We're gonna mix reality with with nothing that never with fake reality with fictional things. We're gonna now combine reality and fictional. That's what Dr. Reggie is doing. Slave trade and Black Panther movie Wakanda. I don't know. I don't see how a rational person can come up with that kind of analysis for Black Panther. But this is what I saw. I told you that the various African cultures coming together, you could, oh, this is Nigeria here. Oh, this is they're speaking Zulu here. This is the vision that Marcus Garvey once had, you know, to Africans for the Africans, for Africa for Africans. Africans come together to to, to liberate themselves. There's a movie in that section where the guy, this quote unquote bad guy that came back, the African American that was not accepted by Reggie's analysis. He dragged the white guy, that Claw, that's his name, Claw. He dragged the white guy across the land. That is very reminiscent of what happened in 1993 with Somalia. This is what in Somalia there was a war. The Somalian dragged an American white soldier, dragged it across the street, just like that. And Americans were like, oh, we should not get involved in Africa anymore. That is some of the movie has some historical events that actually happened, but they just make it into a fiction. That if you're not an African historian, you will miss it. Dr. Reggie has not even put it on that. He's talking about things that don't exist. He's talking slave trade with a movie called Wakanda that has yet to be discovered. He's expecting a fake country Wakanda to stop slave trade. he's expecting a fake Wakanda 2018 to go back into the past to stop it, to stop a slave trade, to stop a Rwandan genocide. That is what Dr. Reggie is telling us here. Where was Wakanda? Let's go. Let's continue. Oh yeah, please this
happen. What kind of people are them? What kind of heroes are them? Heroes. They let it all happen.
Heroes. He cannot distinguish between reality and fictional comic Marvel story.
And they had the resources. They had the
Let's fast forward to the
weapons. And they let it happen. What kind of people are these people that we are watching and we're making heroes? Now, this movie does something that's very, very problematic. And this is a very sensitive thing. Myself, Black News 102's Sonetta TV, we do not condone violence against if it's not in self-defense. You're not going to see us do that, right? But this movie does something really, really something that you really have to watch and understand. This movie has given a green light to hunt down Black identity extremists. It's given a green light for the system to identify people who are Black identity extremists, hunt them down, and kill them, even without a trial. Now, you got to remember, the uncle was...
Dr. Reggie is stupid. In the beginning, he just said to go and watch the movie. You should go and see it. Now, all of a sudden, now he's saying this movie is now giving a green light to hunt Black extremists. I didn't see that in the Black Panther movie. Where is the black extremist in the Black Panther movie? Dr. Reggie, can you answer the question? Where in the Black Panther movie that you condemned that the Wakanda, fake Wakanda, did not intervene in the slave trade, is now saying, Dr. Reggie is now saying that this movie is now giving the green light to hunt down black extremists. Let's see if he can explain himself with that. Oh yeah, talk.
A member of the movement, right? He was tracked down and killed by the people of Wakanda. But now you have cases where the United States government is reopening up COINTELPRO under another name, Black Identity Extremists. Now, an FBI report leaked in October of last year, scrutinized during an oversight hearing of the House Judiciary Committee on Tuesday, warns of an emergent domestic terror threat sweeping the nation and threatening the lives of law enforcement officers. The Black Identity Extremist movement, this designation just recently invented by the FBI, is as frightening and dangerous as the Bureau's infamous COINTELPRO program of the 1960s and 70s, under which J. Edgar Hoover set out to disrupt and destroy virtually any group with the word black in its name. Today, entire nonviolent black activists face violations of their civil liberties and even violence if they deem part of the BIE.
That is a completely different subject. That's a completely different topic.
Reggie, now a target of the BIE because I'm saying that this multi-million-dollar movie that is bringing in almost $1 billion of licensing, of franchise rights, of movie franchise rights, of theater payments. Brother Reggie is saying that this is the biggest brainwashing movie of the decade. This movie will draw in probably 3/4 of the black population in the United States to see this movie. And this movie is the biggest brainwashing experiment because
he just said that he read an article that the black extremists are now a threat. If they're now a threat, I didn't see that in the Black Panther movie. Now all of a sudden he's now saying the Black Panther is brainwashing the people, brainwashing the masses. He was saying that before that there's a black extremist is now a target for FBI to shoot them. But now in the other line, he's now saying but the Black Panther movie is brainwashing the people, the biggest brainwasher ever. First of all, a Black Panther, it is based on this American whites Western mentality. It's a comical fictional Marvel character, make believe Marvel character. We're not when I don't it is some of the black community said it is a way to uplift the young blacks who for the most part have a negative view of the media portraying them as gangs. We're not trying to say that the real Black Panthers in American history were actually feeding the community and protecting the community against police brutality. It is that same Black Panther movement that the FBI said that they are a threat to national security. This is what historically speaking, this is the Black Panther was the Black Panther movie was actually real. It was a real movement. But this guy who made the movie Black Panther wanted to do something different. Reggie is now saying the movie is brainwashing the people. He doesn't know, and he is the one that's been to Africa since last time Reggie was in Africa was in the 70s. Actually, that's the last time Dr. Reggie said he was in Africa. Let's
walking out, and here's the thing: y'all can't take it back. Sarnetta interviewed a lot of people, and y'all walking out how exciting it is, how beautiful it is, the scenery, even talking about how great the Black Panther is. The Black Panther in this movie has taken real Black Panthers who are freedom fighters, who are still in jail, who have been murdered, and making them now, taking their name from them.
Ah! what a lunatic. Saneda is interviewing a lunatic. This movie is now taking away the freedom fighters of the real Black Panthers and taking their name away. You guys be the judge of that. This is a movie that's based on a fictional character. Like Superman is fake and fictional. Superman, and any where did Superman come from? Where he come from a planet called Krypton that's not even been discovered. At least the Black Panther was at least based. We can base it off a true story. None of these Superman, Wonder Woman are based off true anything. Reggie is just being a hater. The movie was good. The people did a good job. Some blacks they always cannot be pleased. You can't please people like that.
And stripping them of that and making them people who did not care about Black people. Do you understand what this is? They take a reality which is
this analysis is almost done. Let's continue here.
And now we have Black agents, and Black agents did a lot of the murdering.
Yeah.
Possession of a firearm. Yeah, what's up? Oh, the president of Southern Africa, who should have never been the president of Southern Africa, who's one of the most powerful places in Africa, totally integrated society, right? Run by Black figureheads, right? Even Nelson Mandela made a huge mistake. It should have been those people.
Okay, yeah. Dr. Reggie is high. He's off completely. This is some good things that the movie pointed out that Dr. Reggie will not know because he's ignorant. One of the things that the movie pointed out that the so-called African American that is an outsider. You guys just need to see the movie. The African American that was Dr. Reggie labeled outsider was in a museum in London, and he was looking at the artifacts. Most of the artifacts in that museum came from the Yoruba land. And he told the white lady that was in charge of making sure the place was kept neat, you guys need to return the artifacts back to the people. That happened historically. The British Museum still refuse to give the artifacts and the arts and the crafts that Yoruba people and the Benin people designed back in those days. Nigeria government is trying to say, bring those things back. These are not yours. They should be here. That movie did a good job of pointing. That actually happened. But if you don't know African history, you will miss it. You will think that that scene it never happened. The artifacts and all those things are still in the British Museum. They should give it back to us. That's our property. Another thing that the movie I think tried to do was to give an inspiration where African tradition and African technology can coexist. If you look at the Asian countries, most of the Asians are either Buddhism, Shintoism, Taoism, Hindu, or Muslim. But or Confucius. But the majority of Asian countries, especially in Japan, South Korea, China, Cambodia, they're still in their own. They have their own religion. They didn't convert to Islam or Christianity, and yet look how advanced they are in their society. This movie tried to at least give an inspiration that Africa, you should try to go back to your own traditional way, and don't just be stuck in your traditional way, but advanced too. Don't forget what you've learned in the past, but also be technically advanced. You know, I think that's some of the things that people should be inspired to do, to still maintain your culture, your language, and traditions, yet still, be advanced and keep up with society. The Asian cultures are advanced. The Asian countries are advanced. The European countries are advanced. US is advanced, but Africa is still in the 1800s. We're still there's still villages that don't have running water, no electricity. You know, if you look at that's why it is a fictional story, but it should also inspire African countries, African ethnic groups to say, we must do better. Reggie is talking about a whole bunch of nonsense that a fictional character country called Wakanda who should have stopped the slave trade. He's saying don't. He's saying go watch the movie. Watch the movie, but he's giving his analysis are horrible. In that movie, I saw Marcus Garvey's vision come to life, even though it was a fictional story. I saw my own culture there. I saw some of the places I used to live in Africa. I had languages. Africans speak more than one language, by the way. The technology was there. These are inspiring things. The movie is now. I don't expect this movie based on comic to create a revolution. Reggie's expecting a movie based on comic to create a revolution, to create a Kemetic awareness, to have Mayat understanding. Is Dr. Reggie mad? You guys be the judge. This analysis, I'm done with analyzing Dr. Reggie's nonsensical. If you look at the video that they did, more than 394 thumbs down. Wow. He missed the boat. Maybe he doesn't know what he's talking about. He has no clue. He needs to go and watch that movie again. He told the people in the beginning of his analysis, go watch the movie, and all we had was lambashing of things that he got wrong. Leave a comment, your feedback, your hate mail, anything. I'm done analyzing Dr. Reggie's rubbish. It's complete rubbish.